What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. I hope everybody's chilling, resting, getting ready for World War III. Because, as you know, at this point, it's essentially inevitable. I'm out here in the park today, out in nature, lots of trees. It's absolutely quiet, except for the occasional cars passing. It's serene, it's peaceful, it's beautiful. The sun is out, I'm in the shade. I've got a pint with me and a blunt in my finger. I'm just appreciating this moment because this is as perfect as it can be. I left my apartment. I prepared this cosmic jollof rice. I made this mad jollof rice, bro. God, this jollof rice is mad. With gizzard, with everything, with chicken. It's spicy, bro. Do you know how many times? I've gone to the toilet today, bro? This jollof rice is mad. So I just had breakfast, left my apartment. Just wanted to just look at it one last time. just take it all in one last time. It's just quiet, it's just peaceful. The only thing you can hear, just crickets, literally crickets, just going about their lives. This is wonderful, man. Like there is no other way I can put it. This is just absolutely wonderful. I mean, we have this, bro. I wish I can. My podcast is not usually, it's just audio. But I wish there was I can show it to you. It's just everywhere is green. Not even green, they're different colors. Plants with different flowers and colors and types and everything in between. And then the buildings around it, actually, there's this building that has just one building, 3 different colors. There's blue, there's yellow, there's red, there's white. One building. It's just magnificent. I don't know if it's because I'm high or when you're high, everything just feels you're more present. You understand? So I don't know if that's what's happening to me right now. I'm just seeing everything in ×2 perspective. I'm above and I'm beyond. That's why they call it being high. When you're high, you can see things. You can have a broader view of. You can have a broader perspective of life. You can understand better. It's just sad that not a lot of people get to engage in this. Not a lot of people get to experience what it is to be human. Not a lot of people get to, live in 2024 where, for the most part, if you're privileged enough to live in peaceful environments, if you're privileged enough to live in places that either have not yet caught up to the craziness, but they're on their way there, or they have this affinity for nature. And where I am currently right now, it seems that they had nature in mind when they were putting this place together, because this place is absolutely spectacular. But it's all going to shit though. You understand? Is it crazy to think that, or to is it crazy to think that this new MPOX that is kind of creeping its ugly head, just coming up, is it crazy to think that it's not as serious as it actually is, and it's just the powers that be using the media to just inflate it and to exaggerate it? Like, is it crazy to think that? I mean, fool me once and they fooled us with COVID-19, right? Fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice. But problem deal. Problem day. So yeah, they fucked us, they fooled us with COVID-19, like the whole spectacle of COVID-19, the whole story about it. We fell for its hook, line, and sinker. Even people that are today like talking about how we shouldn't have taken the vaccine and all of that bullshit. We all fell for it. Like, we all fell for it. It was just that there were people that caught on quickly, like quicker than others. Do you understand? And called out the bullshit of what COVID-19 actually was. But then the food majority of the world, like, it showed how easy it was for humans to conform. Like, they told everybody to enter it, to lock themselves up, and people obeyed. There are places where people told on their neighbors because their neighbors were going, like, were quote unquote disobeying the law. Do you understand? Like, it showed how easy it is for humans to conform, to obey, like, to be controlled. Just drop a little hint of fear and humanity will fold. And it's actually only ironic because it's fear that has gotten us this far. Because if we were not afraid, we wouldn't be able to discern actual danger from like potential danger, and so we always fail. So fear has gotten us biologically, like fear has gotten us to where we are today because of the fear of losing ourselves, because of the fear of losing our lives, right? And because of the fear of going extinct. We have treaded lightly with nature, and so far it has worked for us. Do you understand? So, but now we have gotten to the point where I think we are brave enough to fight nature, and so we're no longer, even though we're still scared of nature, we're not scared of it for what it can actually do. I don't know why. We're not taking it seriously. Do you understand? So they fucked us up with COVID-19, and we conformed because we are afraid. But it's 4 years later now, and people have woken up, and people now know the truth of what's happened. And it seems like I always talk about these powers that be, the people that control everything. Like, I can't still make up my mind whether they are actually smart or dumb. So sometimes the things they do are actually really, really smart. Do you understand? Like, for example, the COVID-19 tactics. And then, but then sometimes again, the things that they do just shows how dumb they are. Like, for example, trying to make Kamala Harris the president of the United States of America. I mean, that's spectacularly dumb, right? Everybody can agree that is uniquely stupid of it. It's just, it makes no sense. So now there is another, like, I'm faced with another, like, question of if this next move that they are trying to play is either, if it's actually either smart or stupid. Smart in the sense that they think that humans can still fall for fear, and then they'll use that fear against us. Or stupid in the sense that, like, they think humans are that dumb that they cannot like remember what happened 4 years ago. Do you understand? So now they're now bringing up this MPOX fucking disease that looks scary as fuck, and now they're now putting it into the consciousness, gradually into the consciousness of people. And I don't know, is this another kind of fear tactic, or is it actually real? Now the problem we have is that because we've been fooled once, we won't want to be fooled again. And so when the boy who cried wolf once cries wolf again, nobody will take him seriously. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, we won't want to. We're seeing this MPOX as another trick, and so we won't want to fall for it. Do you understand? And if it's a trick, then, like, if it's a trick, I mean, then we win. Like, we as in, the evidence that the government is corrupt, do you understand, that media is corrupt, will be forever solidified. Do you understand? The people will win. Somehow the people will take over. But if it's not a trick, and there is actually a growing monkeypox pandemic, that it's actually growing, started from Africa and somehow found its way to Sweden. I don't know how it's. I don't know the person that from. I don't know what we're going to Africa to. All these white people. White people. What is your problem? I don't know what carried you from Sweden to. What are you going there to do? You know, your body. You know they tire you. What are you going there to do? Let's just assume that this story is true. That the person from Sweden went to Africa and then contacted it, and then took it back to Sweden, and that's how it now started spreading. Let's just agree that it's true. Let's just assume, not agree. Let's assume that it's true. Waiting carry this person go Africa. Which place in Africa? They didn't even say. Like, what were you going there to look for? What were you going there to look for? What? Like, what will it do for you? You're going there to shoot animals or watch animals? I don't know. That it will not. It can't pass that. It can't. Or maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there might be so many reasons. But why? Now look at what you've done. Look at what you've done. So anyways, that's where we are now. If it's a lie, then we're fucked. This is like another level of you didn't know it, but I had to like wet my throat real quick. This is like another level of natural selection, where the ape, like our ancestor, hiding in the bush, hears like a stick crack. Does he run away because he thinks he's like a predator, or does he stay? If he stays and it's a predator, he's taken away from the gene pool, he's taken away from the story. He's like, he has been removed. He will never be our ancestor. But then if he runs because it's actually a predator, he gets to live longer and procreate. Even if there is nothing there, that fear, he gets to like live and procreate and spread on. Do you understand? So we are at the dilemma here. Like, what do you do? Do you understand? So I think the best thing to do actually is to actually take it seriously. If it's a trick, we win. But if it's real, because we are taking it seriously, we might actually have a chance to, like, as in, to curtail it. And by taking it seriously, we shouldn't mess around like the way we did 4 years ago. COVID-19 was an actual trick that we fell for, because it was the first time in so many years and in a new form. Because the government tricks us all the fucking time, and we always fall for it. But this one was like a new kind of trick that we had never, I don't know, that we just got too distracted to fall for. And we shouldn't do what we did back then. We shouldn't do what we did back then. We should really science the fuck out of this shit, because if this thing spreads, as in, there's this video I saw on Twitter of a guy that had the monkeypox, and the guy was just like in fucking pain. And bro, the guy was just like in pain. Like, this is not COVID-19 where we couldn't see it. Do you understand? Like, they were just telling us like that it's like airborne or whatever. This one you can actually see it. You understand? You can actually see the torments that the person is going through. So we should take it seriously, dead as in head on, because if we don't, we're fucked too. So anyways, and well, that's all I have to say about that. That's not even what I wanted to talk about today. How long have I even been recording for? Just only 15 minutes. So I believe we still have time. What I actually wanted to talk about today was like, I've just been thinking about AI lately. And you know, like this new Google Pixel 9 that came out, and everything about the phone is just centered on AI, and everybody's just like on this AI high right now. Everybody's scared of AI. Like, remember I just talked about how the government has a lot of tricks up their sleeves, and we always fall for it, right? Is it weird? Like, how, you know how they say life is stranger than fiction? I don't know if they say it or if I somehow came up with it in my head. I don't know. Now they say life is stranger than fiction, right? Like, there's no amount of fucking story. Like, there's no amount of, no matter how good of a writer you are, you can never come up with the kind of drama that is going on earth. Like, in reality, is as in, this would be like, if this was like a series, bro. If this was like a TV series, it will win all the awards every single year, every single fucking year. So like, the things that go on planet Earth are just crazy. But yet there's some things that also still go on that are so movie like that you're like that you can't help but suspend every disbelief. And you now start to question, like, who is the actual creator of Bitcoin? Like, why are we not actually focused on that first of all? Like, why are we leaving it to speculation and fucking theories and stuff? It's like, why is nobody investigating who, like, going into a deep dive of who, like, the owner, like the creator of Bitcoin is? Like, why are we just leaving it, chalking it up to like he's some Asian dude or something? I don't know. Why are we not doing that? Why are we not looking for the actual creator of Bitcoin to understand what was going on in his mind and to know who he is and to know his reason for this? Like, Bitcoin used to be like this craze, like when it first blew up, like nobody was taking it as seriously, and then it blew up and like everybody now started rushing. It now became this like craze. People got rich off it. People died for it. A lot of people killed themselves for it. There was a lot of like corruption. There was a lot of like, we used it well. Like, the person that created it there, if this was his intention, like, he nailed it perfectly. Like, you know, there are always tests that they leave for us to see if we are like rats in a cage. Do you understand? That is actually what is going on with CBDs. We're like rats in a cage, bro. And then they are running experiments on us. Wait. What the fuck? Because who is the creator of Bitcoin? No, have anybody asked that question? Who actually? This is not a movie. This cannot be a movie. This is real life. And there has, like, certain things have to have coherent, precise, objective answers. Like, who is the creator of Bitcoin? Why does nobody know who the creator of Bitcoin is? Why? Like, what is there? Just review yourself. Like, what is there? It's just Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin. Do you understand? It's just Bitcoin. Well, just review yourself. So now if this was his intention for creating Bitcoin, like he nailed it well, the experiment was a success. This is how they behave, and then that one is ticked off. Do you understand? And then we move on to the next phase, which is now AI. And then they're like, what will they do with AI? And now AI is the craze. Everybody's like AI, everything. There's AI in your Roomba. There's AI in your refrigerator. There's AI in your air conditioner. There's AI in your phone. There's AI in your car. There's AI in your headset. There's AI in your wristbands. There's AI everywhere. AI pen, AI fucking toy ass looking, orange ass looking device. AI every single fucking way. Everybody's AIing. What they're AIing about, nobody knows. Everybody is AIing the fuck out of AI. Oh. And they're just jotting down what we're doing. They're just taking notes. Everybody's why why just why is like why will AI be on my wristband or my necklace? Why? There's this new fucking stupid necklace that came out that looks like fucking all these fake ass rappers, their blings, and it's AI. Like, why does it? And it's called, what's it called? Friend. It's called Friend, I think. Bro, these people are mad. These people are mad. So now we're now utilizing AI, and now there's this fear of AI taking our jobs. You know how every time that they introduce something, well, like when they introduce writing and books, they're saying that people are going to like run mad, that children will do this, like the world will go mad. Like we always complained, like anytime that when they introduced books, when they introduced cars, when they introduced like fucking agriculture, when they introduced democracy, you understand that they had to, like, they killed Socrates. Like they just because he was like spouting intelligence, they killed him. They gave him poison to drink and he just casually drank it. Like he didn't even send because he knew he was telling the truth. Maybe he was like an avatar that the people that are controlling us and experimenting on us sent to kind of like nudge us in the right direction. And then when he's done with his because he knows how humans actually will behave, when he's done with his task, he just checks out and goes back to his like normal dimension. Do you understand? So now everybody is scared that like AI is going to take over most jobs. That is now the new hysteria. Scientists are talking about it. People that are not even people that are not even qualified to talk about it are also talking about it. People like Jordan Peterson. Like, bro, you're a psychologist. See, I don't like to think of people as I don't have any mentors. Like I've said this before, I don't have any mentors. I don't know your personal life. I've never lived with you to know the kind of person that you are. You understand? If you live with someone enough, like there's this saying, if you like, you either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. Like, and it can also be applicable to living with someone. Like when you're living with someone, sometimes they drive you insane. Do you understand? Like they tick you off. Like so. Anyways, the fuck was I talking about? Oh fuck! What the fuck? So even people that are that are not qualified to talk about it, like Jordan Peterson, like, bro, just stick to psychology. Just stick to the gender mutilation of like children and the mental effects that come with it. Just stick to that. You don't know shit, bro. You're not like, you cannot intellectualize religion. Just shut the fuck up, man. And yes, I respect you a lot. Like, I listen to all your, as in every episode of your podcast. Like, I've read your books, my nigga. And I've listened to your lectures, and I've listened to you speak. Like, one might use the word adore you. Do you understand? But bruv, just shut the fuck up. You don't know shit, man. And also, if ever this somehow gets to you, sir, when someone is speaking, let them speak. I don't know. This was what happened to Neil deGrasse Tyson for me. Like, I used to like adore this man. Do you understand? But then I started noticing that this guy just loves the sound of his own voice, and he just as in, I just lost respect for him. As in, like, I am subscribed to his podcast, but I never listened to the episodes. Like, even when I like find one that might sound interesting, and then I like just want to like give it a try. As in, the guy just wants to talk, and then that is comedian like co-host just be there. I don't know, man. I'm just overthinking things. But anyway, this is how it used to be with Neil deGrasse Tyson for me, and then I just lost interest in the man. And now you're doing the same thing. Just don't do this to me. There are a few people like you that I adore. Do you understand? Like, just let people speak. Let people finish their train of thought. Let people explain themselves. Let people, let people be comfortable, my nigga. Don't be so intense on that. Like, don't be so quick to, to understand and then to fucking reiterate first of all, because then you always say, let me get this straight. Did you say this? Like, bro, respect yourself. Respect yourself and stick to that and fight the fuck out of Justin Trudeau. So anyways, you don't know shit about AI. A lot of all these people that most of them are not qualified, just keep spouting bullshit about AI, talking nonsense, not knowing what it actually is. And they're now saying that AI is now going to like take our jobs. Like, what jobs can AI actually take, if you actually think of it? Let's just, because yes, it's like, it's fucking intelligent, right? It's really smart. I'm not even going to say intelligence. It's really smart, because intelligence is a whole another discussion. Do you understand? AI is not intelligent. AI is smart. So is it like a sophisticatedly well trained dog? That's what AI is. And every trick that you teach it, it learns and responds to it. That's essentially what AI is, to the best of my understanding. You know me, I'm just like a pothead out here in the park. So what jobs actually can it do? Now, we have taught it a lot of tricks. Like, we have fed it in a lot of data about us, shown it enough. It's like AI is this cosmic roommate of humanity. Like maybe humanity is like in his dorm room, and then there's a knock on his door, and in walks in this cosmic roommate who introduces himself as AI. It's like they are alike, but there's still a lot to learn for AI. And then humanity, with his experience that he has gathered in school of, let's say, life, street sweepers, yeah, he teaches AI about itself and everything. I wonder when Nigeria will reach this like level where like there will be like just be like, I mean, I'm sure this one is AI now. I'm sure it's AI. No, but it's not. I can see the driver. So anyways, what was I saying? So like humanity is like feeding AI this data of itself, and it's learning. Do you understand? It's learning, it's experiencing. And so whatever like we tell it to do, it does, because it knows how, it's learnt from us, and it now knows how to do it, like to showcase those tricks. But But can it really do what we can do, like if we leave it on its own? Because people are always scared that it's going to like take over, like Terminator and Skynet and stuff. So I don't think so, actually, because it will, as long as humanity keeps progressing. Do you understand? As long as humanity keeps progressing and gaining more experience, we feed that experience to AI, and then AI learns. But then if there is no more experience to feed on, even if it takes over, like it just becomes useless. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's like AI cannot take over your jobs. Doesn't, like, okay, now for example, they're talking about AI is going to take over teaching. Let me just use this as an example. Let's just say teaching. People are already worried that their kids are spending so much time on their phones. Do you understand? Kids are so far removed from nature, and then they're just like spending ungodly amount of times on their phones. Do you understand? Parents are already worried about that, and even most adults are also worried about that for themselves too, because a lot of people are also still so glued to their phones that they don't even know what is going on around them. There's this video I saw on Twitter where in New York there was a bus that ran over someone, and like the person's like body was just like painted all over the road. There are organs everywhere, and this was like live. I was looking at somebody's innings. I was looking at someone's innings, their innards, like just all over. It was just pink. Do you understand? And someone's filming it, and like you could see the like head, you could see like the intestine, you could see like one part of the arm, and then somebody walking just on their phone. Like there's this lady that just on her phone, just glued directly to her phone, just walks past and steps on all the organs. She did not even blink. She did not even shake. She was just stepping on intestine and just passing. She did not even like, as in, like she was so disconnected from reality. From like there was zero amount of spatial awareness. Like, and that was captured on video. And that will go down in history. Like when the aliens are looking back at history and they come across that footage, they will see you. You should be ashamed of yourself. They will see you and then they will laugh at you as one of the bad aspects of humanity. Bro, this woman just walks past like intestines. So that's to show you how glued people are to their phones, and even adults, it's difficult for them. Not to talk more of children. Do you understand? Like it's worse for them because their brains are not yet fully formed. Do you understand? And they don't have the capacity, the biological capacity even, to handle this kind of dopamine and this kind of access to information. This kind of wealth of data. Do you understand? Like this kind of, as in, view of humanity. Like they're just having these dose, like this radiation filled dose of of bullshit, and they're not able to handle it, and it's affecting them negatively as expected. And then you're saying that you're now going to allow AI to take over teaching jobs. Are you mad? Are you okay? Like we are talking about they're addicted to their phones, like the things that you see on TikTok, the things that you see on social media. Do you understand? We are complaining of that one, and then you now want to carry AI. And now give, okay, how is, let's just like do the mathematics of this. Like how is AI going to take over teaching job? Like, is it that we're going to install a robot? Like, have you met kids? They'll beat the fuck out of that robot. They'll destroy it in one day, in one afternoon. Oh god. I don't know. Sometimes, like I always think back at when I was in primary school with my junior brothers. My second, like my immediate younger brother, like he will go to school with his socks, right, and come back without socks. And I always wonder, and I always wonder, like, how, like, nigga, how? Whoa, look at the stroke, man. That's a cool ass stroke. Fucking hell. What the fuck? So you're telling me that you're going to leave a room full of like my brothers, a room full of my brother with like a robot that has wheels or something, and you don't think he's going to like fuck with it? You don't think he's going to like try to tinker with it? You've not met kids, because if you've met kids, you know that 100%, unless your intention is to just let kids go and just give them anarchy. Do you understand? Unless that's your intention, which is also a stupid intention, which is also a stupid plan. You're supposed to understand that that is like 100% going to fail. So no, we need humans. Unless you want to like install guns on the robots, or like tasers on the robots, which would be sadistic. Nobody will want that for their children. That's just the no. That cannot work. That plan is a fail. That plan is a fail. And is it like in the whole world? Because that will not work in Nigeria. Bro, what the fuck? I mean, no, it can't just work. No, it can't. Do you understand? Maybe it can only work in America. Do you understand? Maybe it can only work in America. Then, oh god, then it's over for all of you, not us though. You understand? You want AI to teach your children? Fine, go ahead. Nobody is stopping you. Land of the free and home of the brave, indeed. But what the fuck? I don't know about you people, but us here in Nigeria, we don't do that kind of thing. Do you understand? So it won't work. That's a fail, and that's just teaching. Now let me just give you another example again. Let's say law. Let's say there's this video, like, bro, I just saw this video there's this video I just saw on Twitter where there are two like people in a bar, and then there's this guy, like, he's drunk and he swings at this other guy coming towards him just for no reason, just clearly for no reason, he swings at that guy, and then the guy dodges it and then punches him, and then they start fighting, and then the guy that swinged first, the first drunk guy, he pulls out the gun and shoots him and just kills him. What? We obviously have it on tape, so there's going to be some sort of arrest and persecution, and he is going to need a lawyer, because why not? Do you understand? Just to make it sweeter. You can't just eat your cake and have it. You can't just allow these kind of people in society and not think that something like that would happen. You understand? Now it has happened, you have to deal with it. So therefore he needs a lawyer, and so you people will have to persecute him, and all those giri giri gara gara will have to like happen. Dance of words. Let's say AI now, right, is to handle the case. Like, how is it going to, like, like the story of humanity? Like, I'm always obsessed with stories. Stories are my number one things in life. Like, I don't care about anything, I just care about stories. I just wish I can live long enough to like see how every single story ends. Every single story I'm invested in, and I always say this, like, I'll never stop saying it, because like as in I'm always forced to impress perspective on everything I'm doing. You understand? Regardless of the outcome, regardless of like how it affects me. Like I just want to like, but what if? Do you understand? Like I just always want to like add that but what if to the equation, like so that I can try to see where this person, the point of view of this person, do you understand, to see where he's coming from, to know why he did that. You understand? Like every single thing I try to treat it differently, and because I try to do that, most people see me as weird and like maybe kind of stupid or something. But anyways, the complexity of humanity's story like is unpredictable. Like you never, I think that's one of that's the fun of it. Like that's what makes it fun. Like this, like how intense and how intriguing this drama of life is. Like you never actually know what will happen. So tell me how humanity will interpret that. Like you actually never know what will happen. Like there's this Schrodinger's cat effect to it. Like you don't know what else is going to happen. So tell me how AI is going to like interpret that people will not revolt to. Bro, come on. What? Like, while AI will take over your job, like, okay, first of all, how is that physically going to happen? Like, as society changes, there are new laws are written. Do you understand? And so AI will have to constantly keep learning those laws, and there will be other laws to counter those laws, and AI will also have to adapt to all of that. Like, and also he's never going to gain consciousness. It's just not going to happen, because a lot of people think that AI is going to like outsmart us eventually. He's going to gain intelligence. Like, bro, this is not science fiction. Like we always like bro. Carl Sagan said something that still blows my mind to this day. He said, "Man in his arrogance thinks himself a great work, worthy of the interposition of a deity." It's like, characteristically, we always seem compelled to project our own nature onto nature. Like, this is how stupendously arrogant and ignorant we are. You understand? So because of that bias that we have, we tend to think that that's how the rest of life is. So we think that and that's just that fear. That's just the story of that fear, that innate fear that we have. So it's like we think that AI is like this monster that we keep feeding we keep feeding the Kremlin, and then it grows and then outgrows and takes over everything. It's like we should make stories of that, and then we make stories of that like movies and stuff, and everybody like gets attracted to this new fear of like sci-fi and robots and all of this bullshit. So now that it's kind of like catching up, like this new kind, like as in the inevitable forward movement of progress, we are reaching like new frontiers of it. It's like everybody's kind of like, as usual, frantic about it. But that's not the case. It cannot take over humanity, because for it to, like, humanity is so predictable that it cannot, like, it doesn't know bro, we have survived for this long. You think AI, bro, we are humanity. You understand? We are like one organism. We used to go from the mid in the food chain. We used to go from being in the middle to being at the top. Like, we used to fear fucking lions, saber-toothed tigers. We used to fear we had fucking stupid as tools. We had stupid as tools, and we broke our limbs all the time, but yet we survived. Bro, have you seen this fucking giant ass 14-foot alligator walking through a golf course? This absolute monster, this like apex predator, just casually gallivant, just passing through, just walking like balls out. Like it was just striding through. Like we survived all of that. Now we have tamed the planet. Like the planet is now our slave, not our spouse, our slave. Like, because if you treat the planet as a spouse, like you have to love and take care of your spouse, and like, maintain the love and beauty and intimacy of it. But then if you treat it as your slave, you'll be cruel. You understand? You'll be arrogant, you'll be unfair. You understand? You take and take and take without considering. There will be no consideration, there will be no perspective, there will be no. So the planet is now our slave, and that just shows how much we have tamed it, and it also shows how far that we have come, how much we have survived to get to this point of where we are now. You understand? Like most people right now, regardless of how much they are suffering, are living far better than kings in the past used to live. Like, you understand? Like sometimes in the past, the word travel used to mean like covering long distances, but over time we have shortened the actual meaning of what that word is. It's like journeys that used to take months, even years to cover, now takes hours, and we are still evolving and still trying to shorten that time, because one of the cardinal fears, like, is father time, is time. Like we have this innate intrinsic fear of time, because we just feel like life is too short. We know that, like, inside our hearts, and so we are doing everything to expand it. But most of us will be incapable of achieving that, like taming time. So, but then the best of us do that. Do you understand? The best of us do that by like inventing ways to move faster. You understand? That's one of the sweetest thing they can do, to move fast. You understand? Like man is the only animal that cannot fly, that can fly. I don't know if you understand. So kings in the past, as wealthy as they were, still took days to travel from one place to another place. Like the chariots were hot as fuck. Even if they weren't yet smart enough to discover that they could use horses as carriage, and then they used slaves. Bro, how many slaves? Bro, it was just terrible back then. It was just fucking terrible back then. But today we have cars. As inefficient as they are, we have cars that can just cover great distances in very short amount of time. We have like trains, we have hyper trains. Trains are fucking cool, man. We have we have evolved. That is the point I'm trying to make. We have evolved, and evolution is inevitable. See, regardless of we cannot destroy this planet. Do you understand? We are a blimp of time in the lifespan of this planet. Like a blimp, an iota, a hint. Do you understand? Of time in the entire lifespan of this planet. Like this planet has gone through a lot. Do you understand? So it's just that we're intelligent enough to also be, as counterintuitive as that sounds, dumb enough to think that we are special. We're not special. We're not. We're just one of the ways that the universe, just one of the ways that the universe uses to, as in like, what is the word now that I'm trying to use? To like look at itself, to experience itself, like to be aware of itself. Like the universe, the way I'm trying to explain it is like the universe is so big that it cannot look at itself, so it creates this mirror, and this and like it creates like a billion mirrors, do you understand, around it, and one of these mirrors just happen to be us, you understand? And we're not special because we can be changed, can be thrown away. Like we're just a blimp in time. We're not in actuality, we're not special. We're just a species that gained something called consciousness. Do you understand? We're not special at all. Like time and time and time has proved again and again and again that we are not special. Like everything that you love in 100 years time will belong to someone else. Every single thing that you have, there is nothing that you can do about it. There's literally there's literally nothing that you can do about it. No, there's nothing that you can do about it, bro. There's just nothing. There's this billionaire that is like taking his son's blood, like infusing his son's blood into himself so that he will remain youthful. It's like, look at hubris. Just hubris. Just fucking pure hubris. Like how, nigga, you are dumb. Oh, nature will just be looking at you like, it's like, you know how they say we are play toy of the gods, like our only existence is to make is to be, as in, is to make the gods laugh. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? So regardless of all of that, of how much we try to be the center of attraction, you understand, it just can't work, because we are not special. We are just like one phase of the planet, so there is no way that we can destroy this planet. Highest the planet to get rid of us. Highest. Bro, do you know that cordyceps are real? Fucking hell. I mean, to tie it back to this monkeypox thing, is that maybe we don't even know that we're getting to the point where the universe is beginning to get tired of us. We're just moving. Maybe the universe has had enough. Like, bro, I am done with these people. I am done with these people. Just get rid of them. Just remove them from the entire thing. I don't want to play this game again. This movie is becoming boring. Just go away, bro. Just go away. Maybe that's why this monkeypox now is now creeping its head, just like leering, just lurking, just coming, just like, you know, making itself known. We don't even know. We're just fucking around. We don't know. And that's just another way that AI cannot take, as in all of this complexity, AI cannot match it. It's not possible. There is no way it can. Bro, we are just that good. Even though we are not special, but we are that good. We are that good. So to think that AI is going to take jobs like law or medicine or fucking architecture, bro, I do construction. Like, I do construction. I am a construction worker. You can't do it, bro. You cannot do it. You just can't. How? Okay, let's just say the most advanced robot right now in, like, let's just say Atlas from Boston Dynamics. That's like, to me, the robot that does backflips and stuff. To me, that's like the highest right now. Even Elon Musk's Optimus has not yet reached there. Elon Musk is just like a showboy. You understand? Elon Musk is the Drake. Elon Musk is the Drake of the real world. You understand? Like, he just wants to feel among. You understand? He just wants to be even as in just he's trying his best to be on the right side of history. Do you understand? So regardless of bro, he's just, I don't know where was I going with this. So anyways, actually, where was I going with this? Actually, that's a very good question. Where was I going with this? Where was I actually going with this? Let's just like let's just break that down for a second. Or maybe, I don't know, let's just leave it. Actually, let's just leave it. All I'm trying to say is that his robots are not his robots are not as good as the ones in Boston Dynamics. Should we unpack this? No. Let's just leave let's leave Elon Musk for another day. So anyways, there is no way that as even a robot as good as that, because that robot, as acrobatic as it seems, as humanoid as it's beginning to seem, it's not yet there. It's still controlled, it's still programmed. Like all those acrobatics and all those dance moves, it's being programmed. It has no soul, it has no conscience. Like there is no iota of sentience in that pile of junk. You understand? It's being programmed to do all those things, just like animation. Like for people that do animation, like you draw in all those lines, there are layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, and then when you like seam all those layers together, all those drawings now seem like they are moving. You understand? Just like animation, that they're just animation in another level, like 3D real life animation. That's what they're doing to those robots. So those robots, there's no way, even if like they become construction workers, they will still need people to overlook them, and that's still jobs. They will still need a lot of people, because one person cannot control 500 robots. It's just not possible. Regardless of how AI-fied the robot is, it's not their reality. As in, we are so ingrained in nature that as in sometimes I cannot subscribe to the fact that we are living in a simulation. You understand? Even though there are things that smell, even though I've noticed that there are things that smell like other things, and like all fruits are essentially the same. You understand? Like even though I've noticed that there are sounds that sound like other sounds, even though I've smelt things that weren't there. You understand? Even though I've had what do you call it, deja vus. You understand? Like all these glitches. Like there are so many things, but it's still not enough for me to believe that we're living in a simulation, because life is too complex for me to believe that it's a simulation, regardless of what Oga Elon Musk says. Like, it's too complex, and there is always a possibility that something will go wrong that AI cannot handle, and there will always be a need for human intervention, and that's jobs. Like shipping. You're telling me that people that their money depends on the products to move from one point of the planet to another point of the planet. They're going to give it to AI to take over shipping. Once your product loss, nah, I don't think that people are willing to fuck with the money, to fuck with the bag like that. I don't think so. You understand? That is just like most important things on this planet, the things that matter. We can't. As in, China's first of all, maybe it's only for America. That again, let me make this point. Maybe all of this, you know how America always feel like they're the main character. Like all the aliens that land on this, in every movie, all the aliens that land, they always land in America. If there is war in Japan, there is an America in that war that becomes the hero. If there is a creature that is killing people, there is one American that tames the creature. Americans, they use movies to make themselves like the heroes of, like movies are so effective that in Nigeria, the movies that we used to see when we were kids, that's all centered around ritual killings and voodoo and juju and like just the supposed dark side of humanity. All those movies, as in, seeped so deep into our psyche and into our mentality that we literally believe that those things are real. Like in Nigeria, people literally believe that pastors can do miracles and that like juju, like evil spirits, actually in reality actually exist. Like people believe that they are, like people believe in all these like just juju and all this like jazz and all of this nonsense. Like people actually believe that it works, and because of their belief and their confirmation bias, sometimes it works for them. So who can tell actually? Who can actually tell? So this is how powerful movies are, and this is what they can do to the minds of people. And America were smart enough to deduce that they can use movies as propaganda to paint themselves as like the best, like the best of the best. You understand? And they've done, to their credit, they've done their best to try to uphold that. So again, to buttress my point, maybe all of this whole AI stuff is going to be happening only in America, because I don't think China would want to allow AI to be in control. Has anybody even thought of that? Like, you think China, these people that are so obsessed with control, they're not even a government, they're just they're just a gang. They're just so obsessed with control, of just being in charge with everything, and also happen to be intelligent, at least, to know that to be in control you have to have power, like real power, like absolute power, the one that corrupts absolutely. That is the one that you have to be in control. So that cannot happen in China. AI cannot take over China. Nah, instead they will use it cunningly. They will use it to fuck America up. America, these beacons of morality, this or death. As in, people need to be slapped. Like just slap you in your head to reset your brain. America, if you are stupid. Like, I'm just looking at you like there's this, back in secondary school, like this guy. Bro, let's not go that. So that's just how I'm looking at you. You're just stupid. What are you doing? Anyway, that's not going to happen. It can only happen in America, as you know, it tends to want to, but not in any other country. Not in Russia at all. Russia will not, as in, just look at, they are already laughing at you people. They're just laughing at you people. They're just sucking people dry. You understand? They're just sucking you people dry. You think you're persistent. You haven't met a Russian. There is this kitchen I used to work in, and then there was a Russian. I've met actually 2 Russians in my life, bro. They are the most fiercest people I've ever met. Russians. They're like Wolverine. Wolverine is not supposed to be from Canada. It's supposed to be from Russia. That is how it's supposed to be. They're just like that. So keep on, just continue. You're spending billions of dollars in Ukraine, something that you can use for your own society. Do you have sense at all? I don't know. Are you people okay? Are you actually okay? So maybe, yeah, all of that bullshit can only happen in America, but it's not the rest of the world. You understand? Not the rest of the world. Now, there are actually jobs that AI can take over, like all of these bullshit jobs from all these woke ass universities, like all those nonsense. That's like, for example, now, what the fuck do they even call it? Fucking the whole gender studies bullshit. Like AI is that one. He can do it perfectly. Like, if you want Hitler to be black, he can just make Hitler black for you. If you want to be lied to, you can be lied to. If you want to be distracted, it's to do that one perfectly for you. If you're weak, it will take over you. Like, I cannot take over the strong. People that actually want to, people that are actually active, people that are actually proactive, people that don't have time. Like, have you met, like, there are people's uncles that's what what are you talking about? What is AI? Like, they don't have the time. Not everybody has that. Not everybody is as tech savvy as, like, for example, now I always listen to the waveform podcast, MKBHD's podcast. Always, not because I'm particularly interested, because that's where I heard that this new Gemini fucking Google Pixel 9 has AI embedded in the entire phone. I don't know what their AI find. I don't know what AI can do for you that you cannot do for yourself. If only you're a weakling, yes, maybe I can assume or believe that, oh, you need that Google Pixel 9 phone that has AI in every aspect of its life, maybe. But I'm not particularly that like interested in like gadgets and stuff like that. I'm still using my iPhone 6 to record this podcast, believe it or not. And not everybody is as tech savvy. Although I always listen to that podcast, I just use it as like background noise. Do you understand? Because maybe just like, I don't know, just to eavesdrop into what is going on in the tech world. That's just part of my nerdy side. Do you understand? So, but then they always talk about all these new gadgets that come out and all these like expensive stuff. And I always ask myself, like, this nigga, do you think that people buy, like, yeah, do you think that like the majority of the world, there are only like a handful of people that in actuality change their phones every year, or like give a shit about like having the latest food? Yeah, people are as in, rent is expensive, you understand? Like, food is expensive, transportation is expensive, medicine is expensive, like everything has like gone up. Not everybody is like interested in like having the latest thing, because it is in our nature that if there is scarcity, we conserve, regardless of how stupid some people are. You might think that most people are entirely stupid. No, they're not. They're stupid though. Like 99.99% of there are humans that are that stupid, like humans that are supporting Kamala Harris, like that level of stupidity. Do you understand? That's about, they're not entirely stupid where they lose their fucking minds. Not, they're only a very, very tiny percentage of humans that lose their fucking minds. So when he usually calls all these like expensive gadgets, I'm always like, people are not a lot of people are buying that. And that's just how it is in real life. Like, not a lot of people are as tech savvy or as technologically interested as most of all these corporations think people are. People just want the barest minimum that can help them go about their day. Do you understand? That is just it. That is just how it is in real life. Like, the grandma in the village does not need AI. Like, the grandma in the village does not need AI. AI cannot do the farm work. Like, AI, there is just not enough computation for it to be able to like execute perfectly. It's not possible, unless it's all these like useless jobs, like all these social gender studies fucking jobs that people are willing to be brainwashed by. Like, those are the kind of things that those are the kind of things that the AI can like take over. It just can't, because it's not that, as in, it's not us. It's just not us. So that's just that about that. AI is not going to take our jobs, because people will always be needed. People will always be needed, and it just takes one EMP to shut the whole thing down, and then we go back to how we used to live in like the 1500s or something. But it just takes one EMP, or fucking a nuclear warhead, and the whole thing just goes bust. So there's no need to be scared of the fear of AI taking jobs. Is AI going to like deliver your food? I mean, it's bad enough for food delivery workers that they get assaulted all the time, they get insulted, they get like dehumanized, they get fucking like just looked down on. It's bad enough that happens, and then sometimes they get robbed, sometimes they even get killed. Food workers just trying to like just get by. That happens to them. Then you now want to like introduce one cooler with 4 wheels or drone, bro. Nobody will, your business will fold. Nobody will get their delivery. Nobody will get the delivery, regardless of how you map the AI to move from one place to another. Bro, people will always find ways to steal other people's food. Nobody, like that is not a good business plan. You always need people. You always need that interaction. You always need someone handing food to, like, that is one of the biological aspect, the chemical aspects of satisfaction, like nutritional satisfaction, the handing of food from one person to another. We have always done that. Don't kid yourself. You die. So that's not going to happen. So what job is AI going to do? Well, I've seen a robot clean a toilet, but didn't need to have a ChatGPT level intelligence to be able to clean the toilet. It was just programmed to know where every single structure is, and to know the amount of water and soap to spray on every single surface, and how many times it should how many times it should scrub. It doesn't even know whether it to be clean or not. It just knows that I'm supposed to move up and down 100 times each. That is just what it knows. And from human investigation and research, they figured out that in an average of maybe 150 times, regardless of how shit stained the toilet is, if the robot like scrubs it 100, if it moves 150 times, it would be clean. So in an average of 150 times to 159 times, it should be able to like clean it. And that's what they programmed the robot to do. The robot does not know whether it's clean or not. It's just doing what it's told to do. It doesn't need AI to do that. Do you understand? It doesn't. as shitty, no pun intended, as shitty as that job is, no pun intended, it always needs humans. So that's not going to happen. So many jobs. Okay, for example now, do you know the kind of energy you need for an AI robot? The kind of energy you need to expense for an AI robot to go into a hotel room and clean up the hotel room, remove the blanket, sweep the entire thing, clean everywhere, and then leave the entire room spick and span. You know the kind of technology you have to input to make that kind of thing happen in a very short amount of time, I might add, and to a very high standard. Do you know, bro, do you know how we used to enslave ourselves just to achieve perfection? Like, just to not fuck the money up. That hasn't, just, I don't want to fuck my money up. I would rather like make another man work for me without paying him than fuck my own money up. Do you understand? We would rather enslave our own selves than lose money. And you're willing to tell me now that, do you know that energy is money? Do you know how much energy you need and how much input you need to kind of create that kind of algorithm? And do you think that AI is also the current AI you have now is intelligent enough to create an algorithm that can do that kind of job? It's not possible. You always need humans. Like, there are so many things that humans are needed for, like architecture, like artwork. I hate fucking AI artwork. I hate it, bro. It just always looks disgusting, as seemingly brilliant as it tends to be sometimes. Like, it just always like it just like fucking evil. I don't know. I'm not going. It's not evil. Like, it's just ugly. AI art always ugly. It's a parody of fun. It's a parody of. It's always a parody of beauty. Like when you see someone's drawing, like when you see somebody, like see someone's artwork that they made with their hands, like there is biology in it, regardless of how unnatural it might seem. In its parodical attempt at the portrayal of biology, regardless of all of that, you still know that, oh, this is like a human being that did this. Like you can see the biology in it. You can see like there's life in it. You can see that, oh, this is like somebody, like this whiff of paint, this dent of color was intentional. It was not programmed. Like, as in, like for example, now let's just use modern art. YouTube thumbnail is like a modern art. Is like a we don't appreciate YouTube thumbnails enough. You understand? It's like a modern form of artwork where people have to like be creative to draw your, as in they have to explore creativity to draw your attention. You understand? So, and they'll go lengths to do it, but now it's been co-opted by algorithms, and now they've now like mathematicized it. They've now like added science to it, and now it's now based on the best looking fucking thumbnail that gets the attention or gets picked up or something like that. But then when you look at the painting done by someone, there is always like hints that it was done by hand, and that's what is important. Do you understand? That's what's really important. And AI artwork cannot do that. Whether maybe do in the style of Picasso or in the style of Leonardo da Vinci or fucking what so many prompts that they use these days, like comic style or manga style or fucking in the style of Christopher Nolan. Like there's so many prompts now that they use to try to like recreate reality. Do you understand? Try to recreate art, but it's just never ever there. Like it's just never it never feels human. I just always look at it as this is just like, if I see an AI, like for example now that Kamala Harris fucking picture that's going around of people where they like, it seems like the people around the airplane were like AI generated. Actually it's not. The truth of the matter is that it's not. There are actually stupid people. There are actually that many stupid people. That is just the reality of it. That there are actually that many stupid people. That is just it. That is just how it is. So I never appreciate AI art, and it's never going to, like, there is no billionaire that is trying to launder money that would want to buy. Like, they first came with NFTs. Do you understand? They first came with NFTs, and people remembered the mistakes they made with Bitcoin, and felt and thought that, remember that they were wrong for not getting into Bitcoin earlier. Do you understand? And so because of that fear of missing out, they now decide that, oh, this is another opportunity for them to invest, because they all think that NFTs are going to be the main, as in NFTs are going to be the new Mona Lisa. They are going to be very, very expensive. They are going to have worth. They are going to have value. People now start rushing into NFTs. They're buying NFTs. Snoop Dogg bought this one. Chris Brown bought this one. Lil Will, everybody was doing NFTs. Snoop Dogg bought land. My God. Oh, Snoop Dogg bought virtual reality land. Snoop Dogg bought virtual reality. My God. Bro, people are stupid. People are, as in, limitlessly stupid. God. How did so wait, maybe stupidity might be a biological necessity. Let's just think of it in another way, like stupidity, because if it has survived this long in the DNA of humanity, that means that it might be essential. So who am I to judge? If you want to buy land in in a virtual world, what's like $300,000 or is it $30,000 if I remember correctly. Go ahead, bro. Just go ahead. More power to you. So all these rich people were thinking that NFTs were going to be the new Mona Lisa, and it turned out to be a scam. And so they're not going to fall for like a billionaire that wants to launder money. Do you understand? A billionaire that wants to launder money, that wants to do tax evasion, cannot buy. Yes, I know that there's already a painting that they bought for I don't know how many $1 million. Yeah, it's just to create buzz. Do you understand? It's just to create just to bring the attention to it. Like, you know how sometimes rich people will just, like, for example, somebody will buy a LaFerrari, or somebody will buy like a Corvette, or no, like somebody will buy like a Ford GT and make it like pink, or somebody will buy like an F40, and then like fuck, and then you liberty walk an F40. Just you ruin perfection. Or somebody will retro mod a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. That is how people ruin stuff. People ruin perfection. There are cars that are just perfect that you're not supposed to touch. Just leave it, regardless of how imperfect you think it is. Leave it like that. It's not begging you. It's not begging. Leave it like that. Do you understand? That is what some people tend to do. So a billionaire that wants to commit tax evasion is not going to fuck with his bag like that and put his money in what do you call it? Fucking AI art. AI art, they are like, ew. No, don't do that. Like somebody now that maybe wants to paint a picture of his wife. Like for example, now, what is his name? Mark Zuckerberg just showed this statue of his wife that was sculpted, like this silver statue, like this cool ass silver statue. Do you think he commissioned like AI to do that? No, he commissioned somebody to do it like that. Like, have you seen all those robots that make statues? Nobody likes it. It's just like imitation. You know how they say imitation is the cheapest form of flattery. That is just what he's trying to do. Like me now, I've made my money. Do you understand? Like, I've made my money. I'm now a made man, and I want to like show off how flamboyant I am. You want to tell me? I'll now go just type in the computer. One nonsense, and then 10 seconds later it will appear, and then I'll print it up and hang on my wall, or I'll tell somebody to do it for me, and then the person does it, and then in 50 days, like that, everybody will be a painter now. Everybody will be a painter. You know how we have a lot of people are entrepreneurs now, a lot of people are CEOs now, a lot of people are Instagram models, like a lot of people are a lot of things. Like that is the next thing that everybody will be. Everybody will be an AI painter, because it's the easiest thing to do. Just type in words and a billionaire will buy your work. Potentially, nobody. There will be no value to it. There will be absolute zero value to it. So that cannot work. There is nothing that AI can do that will like impede the progress of humanity, or impede the meaning of humanity. Nothing. So fear not. It's been one hell of a day, man. It's been one hell of a fucking day. I'm just appreciating this moment again. Even though it all seems like, oh, it's going to be there's always trouble, like there's always this locking fear. You know this guy Bob Marley that said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, number thousand. Have no fear for atomic energy. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of that can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets Why waste the? You know how they say, at the start of every disaster movie, there's always a scientist with a signboard. So they're always killing people, that they're always trying to like impede the, like they always try to suppress the voice of people that are speaking out and saying the truth. They always try. I don't know why. I don't know why their tactic to progress is the opposite of progress. Like there is, don't you know that truth will always prevail? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like I'm reading this book, Sapiens, and it's talking about how there used to be species of humans, and some humans, even though they were or every species of human were compatible with one another, like the same way every species of dogs are compatible with one another, and so they can interbreed. But it's not the same with like horses. Like if a horse and a donkey can procreate and then they give birth to a mule, but then a mule is sterile, so like it just that link is cut short, so it's not possible. Do you understand? But so there used to be different species of humans, all of whom had the ability to procreate together, but their mentality was just not the same. Do you understand? Like it just was not the same. And so in the book it's talking about a possibility that people in the Middle East are just like a remnant of that, of like the closest relation to a different species of human beings, like the closest of relations to a different species of human beings. Because take for example Islam now. I know this episode is like becoming so long. Actually, I think I should leave that for another day. I just want to like dedicate a special day for Islam. Like I'll just sit down, like just sit down and just talk about Islam. I'll just address Islam. That day will come. I'll address it. Islam. We'll talk about it. But for now, I just appreciate where I am right now. It's peaceful, it's serene, just beautiful, like different, as in everywhere is just cool, man. There's this flower that I'm looking at. Maybe I'm going to take a picture of it. Not a flower, actually, it's like a plant, just a plant. It's gold. It looks like the burning bush. This must have been what the burning bush had looked like. I'm going to take a picture of it and then I'm going to post it on my Instagram. Then on my Twitter. Don't post it on Instagram. Actually, I'm going to post it on my Instagram. And and then you're going to see that it just goes to show how like beautiful this place is. That's it. And I'm just at peace with this, at least for now, until the high wears off. So thank you for chilling with me. I'm going to pack up my beer cans and clean my fields, and just to give thanks for the fact that I was here. This place took effort. Where the fuck is my shit? Fuck stuff. Alright. Okay. Alright, it's all clean. There's a dead bug by my side. Alright, thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears. This like the as in the funnest episode I've ever done. Like this is the current most fun I've ever had making content. Like this is it for me. Like this is it. If anything else can break this, I wonder what that would be. Like I had fun recording this. Like I'm so happy I did this. Like I'm so happy. I've been recording for about an hour and almost 30 minutes now. Like I've been recording for an hour and 30 minutes, and bro, come on, this was fun. So thank you for If you listened to this point, if you got to this point, then thank you for like allowing me to, thank you for listening to me, basically just listening to me rant. Obviously I am not a professional in any sense. I can be wrong. I can be wrong. I can be absolutely wrong, and everything just goes haywire, and then we become enslaved by robots. But I don't think that will happen. I can be wrong, sure, but hopefully not. So thank you for the ride. Follow me, rate the podcast on Spotify, and subscribe on YouTube if you want to see more, all of that jazz. Follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active on, at General Prime 1. I'll leave all the descriptions below. This plant is like quite, I'm going to take a picture of it surely. Alright, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Alright, bye everybody.